This one was a bit of a roller coaster ride, and at certain points I was like, oh no, is this sort of a precursor or a foreshadowing of 2026? But then later on I was like, aha, this is a precursor or a foreshadowing of 2026, because when things don't work out perfectly, but through some perseverance, a little bit of troubleshooting and common sense, and of course stepping back to take a deep breath and not let yourself go completely crazy, we can overcome even the most disappointing setbacks. Now I must of course point out that most of the setbacks and problems with this build were my fault. I was using a bit of a hodgepodge of hardware that I already had on hand and made a few assumptions about the case that turned out to be wrong. But there was a very exciting time when it seemed like everything was just going to barely fit, and then it all fell apart to the point where suddenly the system wasn't even booting at all. And that's a really frustrating thing to happen when you get a new PC build all put together, because getting no response from the power button after everything is theoretically connected and plugged in properly could be the result of such a wide range of potential problems that I really felt I had no choice but to disassemble the whole system and start from scratch. Fortunately, although it was somewhat embarrassing, the problem turned out to be just that the power plug on the power supply, the extension from the back here that leads up to the PSU, was just not plugged in all the way. But after seating that all the way, the system did power on, and that was at least a bit of a relief because it indicated that the hardware is still functional. I'm gonna go with the 5080 in this build because I have the power supply to support it, and of course swapping from the ATX to the SFX unit gave me enough room to get the 5080 plugged in, get everything rewired up. So after all that, I'm actually super happy with how this build came together.